From Space Launch Complex 41 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida, United Launch Alliance presents live Atlas V launch coverage. On board Atlas today is the NROL-33 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Range go for launch. Roger, go for launch.
T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Atlas engine ignition.
Liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 9 minutes, 27 seconds and counting. Launch countdown operations are continuing and the team is not working any issues at this time. Today's launch time, 9:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good morning and welcome to Mission Control in the Atlas Spaceflight Operations Center at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida. I'm Dylan Rice and I'll be your launch commentator for today's mission. Following liftoff, we'll hear the voice of Marty Malinowski providing launch vehicle ascent data. A planned 10-minute built-in hold will occur at T-minus 4 minutes. This hold allows launch conductor Doug Lebo and his team time to address last-minute tasks. However, at this point, we remain on schedule for launch at 9:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Our liftoff time was slightly adjusted due to a COLA closure. COLAs, or collision on launch avoidance, are used to reduce the probability of the rocket getting too close to objects already in orbit. At the request of our customer, we'll end today's live coverage with confirmation of payload fairing jettison, which is scheduled to occur approximately 5 minutes after liftoff. As I just mentioned, Atlas V is launching the NROL-33 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office. The NRO is a joint organization engaged in the research and development, acquisition, launch, and operation of overhead reconnaissance systems necessary to meet the needs of the intelligence community and the Department of Defense. The NRO's mission is to provide innovative overhead intelligence systems for national security. The NRO is recognized for its transformational intelligence collection systems that are used to develop highly accurate military targeting data, support international peacekeeping and humanitarian relief operations, and to assess the impact of natural disasters. Recently, the launch team received a final briefing from the 45th Space Wing's weather officer and was told the weather is within launch commit criteria for today's liftoff. The weather briefing provided the following information. The probability of violating launch constraints is 0%. The ground winds are 9 to 11 knots out of the west-southwest, and the temperature is 74 degrees Fahrenheit. So, we are proceeding towards liftoff with a planned T0 of 9:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. ULA is using the Atlas V 401 configuration to launch the NROL-33 mission. This is the 46th Atlas V Evolved Expendable Launch Vehicle flight since the inaugural launch in August 2002 and the 22nd flight of the 401 configuration. Atlas V 401s have launched 4 other missions for the NRO, 7 missions for the Department of Defense, as well as missions to the Moon, Mars, and the Sun. The Atlas V launch vehicle is produced in Decatur, Alabama and Harlingen, Texas. It is comprised of a Common Core booster powered by the NPO Energomash RD-180 main engine and a Centaur upper stage powered by the Aerojet Rocketdyne RL-10A engine. The NROL-33 mission is encapsulated within a 4-meter diameter payload fairing. In preparation for launch, the encapsulated payload was transported and mated to the Atlas V booster on May 9th. The Atlas V is readied for launch at the Vertical Integration Facility, or VIF. The VIF is located approximately 1/3 of a mile south of the launch pad at Space Launch Complex 41. 2 days ago, the fully integrated Atlas V on its mobile launch platform was rolled from the VIF to the pad. Track mobility is used to transport the Atlas V and its mobile launch platform to the launch pad, a trip that takes about 30 minutes to complete. The Atlas rocket stands 189 feet tall, or about 19 stories, and weighs more than 700,000 pounds when fully fueled. 2 seconds prior to liftoff, the Atlas RD-180 main engine produces approximately 860,000 pounds of thrust to lift the vehicle away from the pad. For those watching the broadcast, you're looking at video taken Tuesday at Space Launch Complex 41.
T-minus 5 minutes.
Start radar data acquisition.
Roger.
Atlas LO2 at flight level.
Roger.
Centaur LO2 at flight level.
Roger.
Centaur LH2 at flight level.
Roger.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 4 minutes 27 seconds and counting. The launch team will soon enter a planned 10-minute built-in hold. Again, this hold allows the launch team to address any final tasks. However, at this point, the team is not working any issues, and liftoff remains on schedule at 9:09 a.m. Eastern Time.
T-minus 4 minutes and holding. This is a program 10-minute hold.
And we have just entered the 10-minute hold.
Channel 1, all personnel and visitors remain in present position until launch.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, today's live coverage will end with confirmation of payload fairing jettison. Let's take a closer look at what we can expect to see following liftoff.
The following profile details the important events of this launch using approximate times.
6, 5, 4. We have ignition. And we have liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket.
The Atlas RD-180 main engine ignites to lift the vehicle away from the pad. Shortly after liftoff, Atlas begins its initial pitch, yaw, and roll maneuvers to attain the proper ascent profile. At 80 seconds, the Atlas V reaches Mach 1, or the speed of sound. Approaching booster engine cutoff, the Atlas V is burning propellant at a rate of more than 1,600 pounds per second, traveling at a speed of more than 11,000 miles per hour and located more than 68 statute miles in altitude and 172 statute miles downrange. Booster engine cutoff occurs just over 4 minutes into the flight. 6 seconds after booster engine cutoff, the Atlas booster stage is jettisoned. Centaur main engine start takes place 10 seconds after booster stage jettison. 8 seconds after Centaur main engine start, the payload fairing is jettisoned.
LC, redline monitor.
Go ahead.
Redline monitor and event table are in the correct configuration for terminal count.
Roger.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 4 minutes and holding. The NROL-33 mission is dedicated to Lowell L. Shell. Lowell dedicated more than 17 years of his life to supporting NRO launches. Born in 1964 and raised in Alberta, Alabama, Lowell had a distinguished 20-year Air Force career before retiring as a Master Sergeant here at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. He spent the first 11 years of his career in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and arrived at the Cape in 1995. Lowell quickly became a highly respected operations controller and technician. He supported over 21 NRO launches as well as multiple commercial launches. Lowell provided direct launch-based support for numerous multi-million-dollar satellite systems, and in doing so advanced our national security interests and helped preserve critical intelligence capabilities. Lowell will be greatly missed and will be remembered as an expert in his field, a superb project leader, and most importantly, a good friend.
Launch on time, verified.
Roger.
LC, RCN1.
Go ahead.
We have a LWP time of 13:30 Zulu.
Roger. SC, LC.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 4 minutes and holding. We are currently inside our 10-minute built-in hold. Our liftoff time was slightly adjusted due to a COLA closure. COLAs, or collision avoidance, are used to reduce the probability of the rocket getting too close to objects already in orbit. This has allowed Launch Conductor Doug Lebo additional time to address last-minute tasks. However, at this point, we remain on schedule for launch at 9:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 4 minutes and holding. We remain in the planned 10-minute hold as preparations for the launch continue. Launch conductor Doug Lebo will poll the launch team in a few moments for the final go to resume the launch countdown. 27 engineers and managers will be polled for system status and readiness to proceed with the launch. This is the final status check before launch for all Atlas vehicle systems, ground systems, the spacecraft, and the U.S. Air Force Eastern Range. The readiness poll includes hydraulics, pad water deluge system, electrical systems, pneumatics, propulsion systems, flight control, and propellants. Let's listen in as launch conductor Doug Lebo performs the final polling of the team.
Status check to proceed with terminal count. Atlas systems, propulsion, go. Hydraulics, go. Pneumatics, go. LO2,
Go.
water,
Go.
Centaur systems, propulsion, go. Pneumatics, go. LO2,
Go.
LH2,
Go.
has gas,
Go.
electrical systems, airborne,
Go.
ground,
Go.
facility,
Go.
RFFTS,
Go.
flight control,
Go.
instrumentation,
Go.
comm,
Go.
timer,
Go.
GCQ,
Go.
umbilicals,
Go.
ECS,
Go.
redline monitor,
Go.
quality,
Go.
op safety manager,
Go.
ULA safety officer,
Go.
vehicle system engineer. VSE
Go.
Channel 1, roger. Anomaly chief,
Go.
range coordinator,
Clear to proceed.
launch director,
The launch vehicle is ready to launch.
mission director,
You have permission to launch.
proceeding with the count. T0 is planned for 13:09 Zulu. Set count to start at 13:05 Zulu.
Roger. T0 is set
Polling
for
is complete,
13:09.
and the launch team has given the go for launch. The countdown will resume approximately 2 minutes from now. From T-minus 4 minutes until launch, you'll be listening to launch conductor Doug Lebo and his team performing the final steps in the countdown procedure. At T-minus 3 minutes, the team will secure Atlas LO2 topping. At T-minus 2 minutes, the team will transfer Atlas and Centaur stages from ground facility power to internal battery power. At T-minus 1 minute 55 seconds, the team will command the launch sequencer to start, followed shortly by securing the Centaur LH2 and LO2 topping activities. At T-minus 1 minute 40 seconds, the team will command the flight control system to launch enable and arm the flight termination system. At T-minus 40 seconds, the Atlas tanks will be verified at flight pressures, followed with verification of the Centaur tank pressures at T-minus 30 seconds. A final status check of Atlas, Centaur, and NROL-33 readiness is conducted at T-minus 25 seconds. At T-minus 3 seconds, the RD-180 main engine is started.
On my mark, time will be T-minus 4 minutes and counting. 3, 2, 1, mark. T-minus 4 minutes and counting.
This is Atlas Mission Control at T-minus 4 minutes and counting. The countdown clock is resumed and we are go for launch at 9:09 a.m. Eastern Time.
Three minutes.
Securing LO2 topping.
Atlas tanks to flight pressure. 250.
FGS internal.
T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. The countdown is on track as we proceed toward T0. Once the rocket lifts off, it takes 80 seconds to reach Mach 1 or the speed of sound.
Two minutes.
Vehicle total.
Launch sequencer start.
150.
Securing Centaur LH2.
Securing Centaur LO2.
140.
FCS launch enable.
FCS armed.
130.
T-minus 1 minute, 30 seconds and counting. The launch vehicle, payload, ground systems, and eastern range are go for launch.
Orca's armed.
FCS count started.
110.
Vent valves locked.
One minute.
Rock.
T-minus 1 minute and counting.
Stand by. Range green.
Copy that.
$40.
Stable at step 3.
$25.
Status check.
Go Atlas.
Go Centaur.
Go L-33.
$20. 15. 10.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We have Atlas ignition. 2, 1. And liftoff. We have liftoff of the Atlas V rocket carrying the NROL-33 payload for the National Reconnaissance Office.
MLP. Pump speeds, injector pressures look good. Pitch yaw
You are
roll
hearing the
program
voice
has
of
begun.
Mike
Body rates
Malinowski
look
providing
good.
launch vehicle ascent data. Let's listen in for mission progress.
Booster PU has now gone to closed loop control. Is requesting a mixed ratio adjustment. Engine response looks good. Pump speeds are good. Injector pressures are within band. Pitch program's complete. Now flying a zero angle attack phase of flight. Body rates continue to look good. Booster engine performance is nominal. Mach 1. Max Q. Booster has throttled back, right on schedule. Engine response looks good. Body rates continue to look good. Current altitude is 10.5 miles. Downrange distance 5 miles. Current velocity 19,720 miles per hour. Range track shows the vehicle making good progress right down the middle of the range. Centaur tank pressures are being reduced as planned. Vent down is complete. Closed loop steering has been enabled. Some minor body rates being nulled out. Booster engine continues to perform well. Pump speeds are in band. Injector pressures are as well. And we've had our RCS pyro valve firing. That system's pressurizing to flight levels. Performance looks good. Currently accelerating smoothly at 3.4 Gs. And booster is throttled down again, right on schedule. Response looks good. Continue to accelerate smoothly at 4.5 Gs. Current altitude is 48 miles, downrange distance 116 miles. Current velocity is 8,300 miles per hour. Boost phase cool down is underway. Pogo pyro vent has been fired. And we've begun to throttle for BECO. Boost phase cool down is complete. We have BECO. Engine shutdown looks good. We have retros and stage separation. Looks like a clean SIP. We have LOX and fuel pre-start on the NROL-10. The RCS GN2 purge firing is underway. We have ignition and full thrust on the NROL-10. Coming up on payload fairing jettison. We have indication of good brake wears for the payload fairing.
We've just seen the successful liftoff and completion of early milestones for today's flight. I'd like to thank Marty Malinowski for his contributions to today's broadcast. For more information on the Atlas V, please visit www.ulalaunch.com. We'll conclude today's broadcast with another look at the liftoff of the Atlas V NROL-33 mission. I'm Dylan Rice. On behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for joining us and have a great day. We have Atlas ignition. 2, 1, and liftoff. We have liftoff of the Atlas V rocket carrying the NROL-33 payload for the National Reconnaissance Office.
The MLP. Pump speeds, injector pressures look good. Pitch yaw roll program has begun. Body rates look
providing
good.
launch vehicle ascent data. Let's listen in for mission progress.
Booster PU has now gone to closed loop control. Is requesting a mixture ratio adjustment. Engine response looks good. Pump speeds are good. Injector pressures are within band.